Our CEO passed away. I need you to come back to our office right now.
Our CEO is right in front of me as we speak.
Trouble Busters!
Since I finished my job early, I have some free time to spend on my fave. My name is Melanie. I'm 28 and I work for business development at Trubus Company. My hobby is to support my fave, and I've been spending both my work life and private life productively. Until today. I was so surprised with your sudden visit back to the country. Hello?
This is bad.
What's the matter?
Our CEO passed away. I need you to come back to our office right now.
Can I confirm that you're talking about the CEO of our company?
How would I mistake him for someone else? If you can't believe what I'm saying, I'll send you a photo.
Oh my goodness, it looks like you're having a funeral for Mr. Stanton.
Do you trust what I'm telling you now? I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be busy handling Mr. Stanton's funeral, so I need you to make the contract for Bus LLC for me.
Our CEO is right in front of me as we speak.
Huh? What are you talking about, Melanie?
Let me switch over to a video call then.
Tanner, I need you to explain to me why you're hosting my funeral as we speak. Mr. Stanton, I thought you were out of the country.
He privately flew back to his country to celebrate his daughter's birthday.
Why didn't you tell me that he was coming back? It's because I heard that you've been acting quite strangely these days. What? Who told you that? Oh, was that you, Melanie?
Yes, Mr. Tanner, a lot of your family members and friends have been in terrible accidents recently, and I was concerned. That's why I spoke to our CEO.
That's not something that should concern our CEO. Anyways, I'll be right there. Where is the funeral at? It's at the Bus Civic Center. Don't even think about running. Damn it. Why is he back in the country out of all other days? Tanner, how dare you conclude my life like this? Mr. Tanner, do you have anything to say? Why are you guys here? Mr. Tanner told us that there was something terrible that happened to you abroad.
I'd have to mention that this is such an effortless funeral.
Yes, and we were also wondering why our CEO's funeral is being held at the Civic Center. None of the family members were here, so we thought this was strange. But we also thought that this was going to be a private funeral. Sir, we're terribly sorry for our misunderstanding. Tanner, are you trying to come up with excuses as we speak? Of course not. I'm not going to give you any excuses. What should I say?
Oh, you're sweating like a waterfall. Would you like to use my handkerchief?
No! So, who told you about what happened to me? Well, someone from our company. Tell me the exact name. Yes, it was Sally from General Affairs. She just informed me a few hours ago.
Hello? Is this Sally from General Affairs?
Hey, don't tell me!
Okay. I see. Okay, thank you. Mr. Tanner, you were lying.
I wasn't lying. Sally told me about the news.
It was regarding Mr. Mitchelson's funeral, right?
Huh? What? That's not possible! I remember Sally telling me that it was Mr. Stanton's funeral. Tanner, are you saying that you misheard my name for another company's CEO's name? Sir, please, I'm telling the truth. Do I look like the type of person who would ever lie?
You do, and that's why Mr. Stanton is being skeptical.
I'm not talking to you. If you're so unsure, please go ahead and listen to this audio. Are you sure you're talking about Mr. Stanton?
Yes, I'm sure.
You said my name for sure. Right, Mr. Stanton? This is exactly why I was panicking.
But why didn't you speak to Mr. Stanton's wife before you decided to host his funeral?
Well, I just blanked out after discovering what happened to our CEO.
If anything happens to us in another country, the local consulate usually reaches out to the family members before and foremost.
I know that, and that's why I decided not to reach out to his family. Even then, do you really think it was okay for you to do something like this on your own? Now that I think about it, I regret doing this after misunderstanding the situation, but then I did this because I care for you. I also have proof that I truly misunderstood this situation. Here. Let me see. It has my name on it, and it looks like our company's general affairs sent it out to our business partners via fax.
Huh? Does that mean that other companies were made aware of this funeral?
You can do your research, Melanie. Why would I tell such an obvious lie?
That's true, but...
You humiliated me in front of our CEO. How are you going to be responsible for this?
Please pardon my interruption, but your event time has already passed. Would you like to extend?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. We'll be done shortly.
By the way, other than a permit to use the Civic Center, please make sure that you direct your payments for the shooting to Ulysses.
Hey, shut up!
How would you like us to go about the remark?
Pause! I need you to pause!
Perhaps the event fee would do, right?
You said shooting, but are you saying that this setup is something for some type of filming?
Yes, that's right. This gentleman told us that he had to do some filming for work, so he needed us to get this setup ready.
I need you to explain this, Tanner. This isn't what it looks like, sir. I figured that we should film the last day that you lived so we could share it among our associates.
But I don't see any cameras here.
I was planning on filming with my phone.
What? It's not like you're a college kid taking a selfie.
You have something to say about everything I say. Look, Mr. Stanton, I understand that you may be upset with this situation, but then I ended up panicking after receiving the terrible news from General Affairs, and that's why all of this is happening right now. It's true that people tend to do strange things when they panic. However, even if something would have happened to me, I can't appreciate the fact that you're throwing a funeral that barely lasts an hour while you use cheap decorations that you purchased at Party City. That's not true. We were going to do a simplified version today and host a more serious funeral on another day when we invite more people.
Mr. Tanner,
what?
you left work early last week to host a funeral for your mother.
That's right, so what? Are you accusing me of lying? I even have photos and videos to prove it. I guess you're telling the truth.
Why are you so prepared to prove that you were at a funeral? Who would ever take a photo in a situation like that?
I'd take a photo. I don't need you to be commenting on everything I do.
About the obituary from earlier, too, does it look like Mr. Stanton's name has a different font from all the other parts of the notice?
What are you talking about? I'm sure it ended up getting crooked when they were sending the fax.
Coincidentally, just where the name is?
Are you having fun trying to bring me down like this? Don't tell me that you overwrote my name on the document. Do you really think I can do something like that?
Maybe he reprinted it after rewriting the name. There are a lot of different ways to forge that document.
Forge? Why are you making it sound as if I committed a crime? There's no point in continuing this argument here. I understand where Melanie comes from, but I can't negate what Tanner is telling me without any evidence either. Sir, I'm sure you would understand, but being how old I am, sometimes a lot of close friends and families end up passing one by one, right? We never know what will ever happen to us either. I guess I can relate to a period of time when I had to attend a funeral almost every week.
Sir, you shouldn't let him fool you. Mr. Tanner would call and tell me that he's at a funeral while I can hear some restaurant noise in the background.
What are you talking about? I'm sure I was having food before or after the funeral. You won't get it because you're in the age group where you'd be going to more weddings than funerals.
But even then, it almost sounded as if you were at a party.
That's because the deceased wished for everyone not to act too sad after their passing. Besides, Melanie, can you prove that I was at a restaurant that day?
Well...
You can't, can ya? If you can't, I need you to stop making bad impressions about me. But at this point, I can't determine whether Tanner simply misunderstood the situation or if he's lying to us. Why don't we wrap up this event and go back to the office to discuss this further? Oh, Sally, because you gave me false information, I ended up doing something rude to our CEO.
Huh? Was that my fault?
I ended up humiliating myself. You need to explain this to Mr. Stanton so he'd understand that this was a misunderstanding.
But I never said anything that would have triggered your misunderstanding.
All you have to do is to tell us what precisely you said wrong this morning.
I didn't do anything wrong. Please stop this false allegation. Would you like to listen to our conversation then?
Are you sure that Mr. Stanton returns in August?
Yes, I'm sure. Oh, this audio sounds very similar to the audio we listened to earlier.
It's similar, but it's different.
Does this mean that you faked the audio recording? Mr. Tanner, you should tell us the truth before it's too late.
What are you trying to say?
Or else you're going to dig yourself a deeper hole. Are you ready for this?
Ready for this? I've never told a lie ever in my life.
Understood. May from HR, can you bring me that thing I asked for?
What is that document?
Mr. Tanner, we went ahead and investigated something about you within our company.
What? You're not allowed to do that. That's an invasion of privacy.
But ever since Mr. Stanton has been on his business trip abroad, you've only been coming to work in the morning for just a few hours, while you've been leaving work early every day. You always told us that your family members and friends have passed away.
I said I'm telling the truth. I even showed you a photo earlier.
You did. Some of what you said was true. However, even when you actually attended any funeral at all, you were only there for about 5 minutes.
That's not true.
And you would even join the outing after those events and party hard. We have all the evidence, and we're not going to buy any excuses.
Okay, fine. I may have only been able to stay for about 5 minutes, but I joined those outings because I cared for the deceased. You might as well ask those who were there. You'll only find out that I'm telling the truth.
You tell lies as if you're breathing. You're not panicking at all. In that case, let's go ahead and have this person tested for us in front of all of us.
Oh, you're the guy who claims to still be 35.
Isn't 35 a lie that's too obvious? On May 20th, when he was supposed to be attending the funeral of a relative from his mother's side, you went to Trubbyland with this gentleman, correct?
Yep, he said he didn't have work in the afternoon. We then went to Trubby and then...
That's enough.
By the way, I thought you said that you were the CEO of a company, but were you lying?
Did I ever say that?
You said that you're the CEO, so you get to spend the company's funds all you want.
Tanner, that's such a big fat lie. Even a CEO isn't allowed to spend the company's funds like that.
I thought you've never lied in your entire life before.
Tanner, I was already aware of your strange behavior ever since before I left. What? Considering our age, I understand that terrible things can sometimes happen consecutively to those we care for. But then, in the past year, someone close to you has passed away about 4 times a week every week. Isn't that a bit too convenient for you? Were you the one who had me investigated? Of course. I had multiple associates telling me that you've been acting quite strangely. Multiple associates?
Did you really think no one knew? You went on dates for high-end Italian restaurants while you got it reimbursed as business expenses. And you've been personally using the cab while you got it reimbursed, claiming that you were visiting our client's office. And you also claimed a vacation trip to have an affair with your girlfriend to be a business trip.
No, that last one is false. That wasn't with my girlfriend. I went with my family. Oh.
I told you that you'd only be digging yourself a deeper hole, right?
I see. You just admitted that you reported business expense for a family trip. Mr. Stanton, this is ridiculous. She mentioned that I'm having an affair, and I ended up responding out of reflex because it wasn't true. At this point, I can't even continue watching you give these excuses. Don't you have the slightest sense of embarrassment? Okay, fine. I'll admit about the family trip. I'm sorry for what I've done. That particular month, our family was in a financial deficit, and I ended up doing it out of impulse.
Does that mean that you would go to bars with sexy girls every day out of impulse, too?
What are you talking about?
You lie more frequently than you ever eat meals, don't you?
Melanie, I need you to stop.
Tana?
Honey, why are you here?
Your colleagues called me to say that you've been saying strange things. You're a grown man. How dare you? Time for Tom to enjoy his meal. Besides, what family trip are you talking about? When did you ever go on a trip?
Huh? Don't you recall?
The last time we had a family trip was over 3 years ago. Oh, it sounds like you've been lying to your wife, too.
I need you to stop.
I want a divorce. I can't stand you any longer.
What? Wait, hold on. You can't possibly break up with me.
You cause so much trouble to so many people at your workplace, and not to mention that you've been embezzling from your company, and you even went on a vacation trip with your girlfriend behind my back.
I'm so sorry for everything, but I need you to take back the divorce. I don't want to be single. I'm too old for that.
How pathetic. I don't ever want to see your face again, so we're only going to talk through our lawyers moving forward.
Oh, honey. Melanie, what exactly do you think I live my life for?
And what exactly do you think of this company at all? This isn't a college fraternity.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but may I ask which one of you is Mr. Tanner?
That would be him. Oh, this is Mr. Marvel from the Labor Department.
Why is someone from the Labor Department here?
I'm sure you already have an idea. You've been lying and leaving work so frequently, and not only that, but you've been manipulating your attendance.
Oh my goodness, Tanner! Since we have someone from the Labor Department here, you might as well admit it at this point. We've received quite a few details, Mr. Tanner. The more excuses you give, you're only going to be placing yourself in a bad spot. Okay, fine. I'll admit it. I had no choice but to manipulate my attendance. Didn't you all see how my wife was behaving earlier? I had to make sure I looked like I've always been at work, or else she'd be extremely mad at me.
Such a childish excuse.
So, you're gonna admit everything, right? You lied about your family's funeral, you lied about my funeral. You were lying to everyone just so you can slack off from work. I'm terribly sorry for manipulating my attendance and for telling a lie about some of the funerals so I could leave work early. I admit them, and I'm sorry, but Mr. Stanton, I have to tell you that I truly misunderstood about your passing.
Are you still trying to get away?
I'm not trying to get away. I respect Mr. Stanton highly, and there's no reason for me to lie about that.
In that case, please take a look at this. Here.
It's easy. We can go to Truzzyland for sure. I have the highest position at my company, so all I have to do is stop by at my office quickly. That's what the CEO does. Ah! What is this? Why is there a video like this? I made sure there weren't any cameras on our rooftop.
Were you looking for surveillance cameras because you were up to something that you shouldn't be up to?
No, that wasn't what I was trying to say.
We had quite a few associates getting attacked by ravens on the rooftop, so we went ahead and installed a surveillance camera to see what was going on up there. Your conversation ended up being captured after we installed the camera.
You wouldn't have been in such a bad position if only you admitted everything in the beginning. I'm so sorry. Everything was a lie. So, Mr. Stanton, I desperately need you to accept my deepest apologies. I'll never leave work early again, and I'll make sure I leave on time. I'll be a better worker to work as hard as I can moving forward.
Those aren't even something to be proud of.
My name is Tanner, and I'm 52. I'm willing to apologize to everyone at this time. I hope you all accept my apology.
Needless to say, Mr. Tanner's apologies were not accepted by any of us. He ultimately left the company after the word spread across our company. But because he had been manipulating his attendants in addition to all his lies, while he had also been embezzling, he ended up being found liable to compensate for $30,000 worth of damages he caused the company. His wife broke up with him, and he was liable for another $30,000 as a settlement. He had to sell his house, too. He currently works a few part-time jobs while he lives in a small, cheap apartment. As for me, I discovered that my fave is the same idol as Mr. Stanton's daughter, and we've been getting along well both in professional and private settings. Also, I know lying is sometimes necessary, but there's always a time and place for it. Troublebusters!